Lucid dropped an unexpected shocker during its fourth quarter earnings conference, cutting this year's delivery targets and postponing the start of production on its Gravity SUV because of supply chain issues. Not the regular ones that have been plaguing the business, but rather the unusual ones. And yeah, the quality issue from suppliers too. The startup no doubt makes some truly nice electric vehicles. Their Air model was named MotorTrend Car of the Year in 2022, and it has the potential to eat some of the market share from Tesla. However, the delays and downsizing the targets have had a negative impact on the company's reputation. How far has Project Gravity been pushed back? Why was it delayed? And as an investor, what should you know? All this is to come, so stay tuned. Welcome back to New Vehicle Media, your go-to channel for EV stock. Quick reminder that subscribing's free and liking the video helps YouTube suggest similar content. Comments are loved and featured in upcoming videos. Before we get to the unfortunate news, let's have a look at what Project Gravity is all about. Gravity is undoubtedly the best confluence between an upright, boxy SUV that appeals to enthusiasts and an attractive crossover. It's simply a new top hat on a Lucid Air, one that's been completely redesigned, which cannot be said of the Tesla Model X. During a brief presentation on the first Gravity SUV, Jenkins said he could guarantee a few things, including that it'll have the Lucid design DNA, which means it'll be readily identifiable as a Lucid product, and it will be able to sit peacefully next to the Air sedans. Moreover, the firm has placed a high emphasis on the same values that Air does, namely in the areas of space, interior space, total vehicle efficiency and range, as well as, of course, great performance. However, the fact that it has been postponed is a source of disappointment for some of the die-hard fans of SUVs and Lucid. It's been an uphill battle for the company since it's put its Air car into production. The company had hoped to produce 500 of its high-end Tesla Model S rivals by the end of last year, but was only able to produce 150 due to worldwide supply chain problems. It's unlikely that those problems will be solved anytime soon, and the long-term effects will make the problem even worse. Not only was the target missed, but there were also some unwanted detours. In particular, the Gravity, Lucid's promised electric SUV, has been moved back from 2023 to 2024, but we would not be shocked if it ended up being delayed further, especially when Tesla has also pushed the Cybertruck back too. Not to mention, after all, Lucid is a young business that still has a long way to go before it can begin full-scale manufacturing of its standard model. So, speed bumps seem likely to occur. But that was an absolute bummer for enthusiasts who have been waiting on the SUV for next year. Rawlinson, on the other hand, was keen to point out the reason for the delay. He said, "I just want to make it a better product. I'm super excited about how groundbreaking an SUV will be." Peter Rawlinson stated that some extra plot twists in the design process were required in order to make it outstanding as they had imagined. What he's trying to say is that they're taking into consideration the feedback from Lucid Air customers, and make some modifications to the Project Gravity and make the SUV even better. That's why they vowed a never-before-seen SUV with exceptional performance capabilities. But it wasn't the main issue, it was delayed. The business had some unusual bottlenecks. Despite the fact that supply chain issues are nothing new in the automobile business, the scenario becomes ironic for Lucid when it comes to handling the continuing chip supply emergency that's turned upside down the entire auto sector. The Californian startup has actually been smart and has secured those parts. However, the company's been bogged down in an impasse due to the shortage of basic components such as window glass and inside carpeting. Perhaps this is one of the reasons why the Gravity SUV's release date has been pushed back. However, there's no mention of it on the earnings call. For now, the manufacturer is managing sourcing hurdles by offering to assist important suppliers with logistical concerns, moving contracts to new suppliers, and bringing certain operations in-house to stop bottlenecks. The postponed rollout may result in delayed or even lost revenues from what management had originally intended to sell during the stub period in late 2023. The additional upgrades planned for the Gravity SUV as a result of the newly delayed policy and procedure timeframe are likely to more than make up for any revenue shortfall. Over half of new cars sold in the US and over 45% of new cars sold around the world are now SUVs, which shows how popular they are. The dedication of Lucid Motors to developing a transformative ultra-high-efficiency SUV in conjunction with growing AV penetration is expected to increase the company's international competitiveness in new technology and performance across the subsector, resulting in increased sales and market share capitalization in the long run. For now, it has to focus on its Air sedans, but it fell short of the target number of that too. 400 Air sedans have been manufactured by the firm, with over 300 having been delivered to consumers. Not even close to the target goal, but they are seeing increased reservations. However, the missed target, along with the decision to delay the Gravity SUV for one more year, left a scar on the company's stock price. LCID tumbled 13% to $25.35 before the start of regular trading. So far this year, the stock has lost 24% of its value. Even though it was bad, this has not deterred the corporation from considering further growth despite those short-term barriers. It's rumored that the company has just bought property in Saudi Arabia for a second facility, even before its original factory in Arizona has been completely finished. Whether the second facility will be the home to manufacture new models or just expand output and lower shipping costs for automobiles sold outside the US is not clear yet. One thing is for sure though, the Gravity SUV will be made in that factory. There are still plans in place for a $77,400 Lucid Air Pure to be released in 2022, something that may be what the general public wants this year. Even though the release of the Gravity has been delayed by many months, the sequel has not. In spite of declining stock prices and manufacturing difficulties for the Air, however, it has already announced plans to increase output. This quarterly report was, without a doubt, a bad one for the startup's ambitions. Delivery goals were missed, target units for 2022 were downsized, and the Gravity SUV's launch date was postponed. But I'm interested to know what caught you by surprise of all of these. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Tadas Neverdowskis said Lucid and Tesla are in two very different categories, and he's impressed with what Lucid has delivered with their small and efficient motors. That should wrap things up for today. Keep in mind that subscribing's still free, and liking helps YouTube recognize your preferences. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.